Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Cropper here with a reply for somebody called Teeling Fire, and then somebody else, and I've erased his. I put it all in this thing here. Look here. These people have left something on Roy Child's open letter to Ayn Rand, 1 of 3 video. He says, if providing for your own defense is allowed, but providing to delegate that responsibility to others isn't, where then did the government get that authority? You can delegate, you can move to another country. Simple as that. You have a right to immigrate. Now, if you don't, that government violates your rights, and I'm not in favor of that. And I'm in favor of a United States-style Western consensual government that changes with the times. That can change, is what I mean to say. And that has a backbone of principles. The thing about Europe, I'll just mention this quickly, it's off the subject. The thing about Europe is they change too easily, right? Environmentalism came along and they just changed like wildfire for the new environmentalism thing. In the 30s, it was different stuff that came along, and they just changed like wildfire. In America, we have a backbone of law that stops us from changing too quickly, and that's the backbone of law is important. And so you have to notify everybody when you're going to change these big things, and you have to get everybody together. 2/3 of the state have to vote on really big changes. Now, they don't have that in Europe. They can change anything they want anytime. You don't have a protection of this right or that right or the other right. If they decide they need to violate one of your rights, they violate one. We have the protection of law in the United States. The United States government is jailed, is contained in, is restricted by a piece of paper. You anarchists, it is a piece of paper. It is the most sophisticated document in the history of the world. All right. Where did the government get this authority? It doesn't have any authority over you. You can jump off a bridge if you want. If I do have the right to hire others to defend my life and property, why can't I choose who I trust with that responsibility? Why must I be forced by majority and whim to subscribe to someone else's services that I don't trust? You can move if you want. Move to another country. If you want to, you can try to change the country you live in. You know, where do you live? You must live in Soviet Russia. Do you live in the United States? If you live in the United States, this is strange behavior for you to say like this. I mean, go run for office, go talk to your representative. Do you know how many laws they pass? They're always passing laws. Go tell them, go advocate for the reduction of laws and reduction of taxes. Trump cuts taxes? What do you say? Trump reduces the EPA. Trump takes down this. Trump reduces that. Trump's reducing the whatever education, involvement of the government in education. Trump's rolling back law here and there. Reagan shut down the FFA. I mean, laws get rolled back sometimes. Laws do get repealed. That happens. We put the Japanese in internment camps, we let them out. Then we paid them $30,000 each for the trouble. So you're not forced to it. You can move if you want. Or try to change the society you live in. That's an option. And if I refuse to pay the extortion for a service that I didn't consent to, what happens to me? You go to jail. What does might make right, as long as you outnumber your victims? No. Or only when you call yourselves government. Might doesn't make right. That's why we have the Constitution of the United States of America, a document you should study. You've probably never read it. I'll bet you haven't. You know you haven't. If both parties consent to the transaction, what then gives a third party the right to coercively interfere if no one's rights were violated? The government wouldn't interfere unless someone's rights were violated. That's my answer there, okay? The government doesn't interfere unless someone's rights are violated. What's really confusing, he says, is who exactly you think is initiating the force in this situation. Yeah, I can tell you're confused about that. I can tell that you're confused.